Our first story today is my mother-in-law refuses to follow my childcare rules. Hi Aunt Jay, I'm struggling with my mother-in-law Denise and it's eating away at me. On the outside, she's the perfect mother-in-law. She's kind, she's helpful and she's thoughtful. Everyone in the family calls her an angel and honestly, she does mean well. And when I had my daughter Lila last year, Denise offered to help. She said, "Don't waste your money on nurseries. I'll look after her while you're at work." At first, it felt like such a blessing. Childcare costs are absolutely brutal. And with me working part-time at the supermarket and my partner Ryan on shifts at the factory, we couldn't really afford it, so I absolutely agreed. But now I don't know what to do. Week by week, it feels less like Lila is mine and more like she belongs to Denise. At first, it was small things. I'll pick Lila up after work and notice she's already eaten. And not the food that I left, but whatever Denise thought she'd prefer. And that's usually biscuits, crisps, and other treats that I'd never give her. Ryan laughs it off, but I hate it. We're the parents. Shouldn't what we say matter? And then it's moved on to naps. Lila has always been tricky with sleep, and we worked hard to get her into a routine. Down at 1, up at 3. If she went down too late, she'd be up past midnight. I explained this to Denise again and again, but she just smiled and said, "Poor little love. She was tired, so I let her sleep." And because of that, there I was, nearly midnight, pacing the living room with a wide-awake toddler while Denise was tucked up in bed. The part that really broke me was when Denise started making decisions that should only be made by me and Ryan. One afternoon, I went to collect Lila and saw her fringe had been trimmed. Not much, but enough for me to notice. I asked, "Did you cut her hair?" And Denise just laughed and said yes, it was getting in her eyes. So I just thought I'd tidy it up, just like it was nothing. I told Ryan, but he just sighed and said, "Mum meant well, don't make a fuss." But it was a fuss to me. That was Lila's first haircut and I wasn't even there. And then came the ears. I can't even describe the feeling I had when I saw her. I picked Lila up on Friday, and there she was, in her high chair, smiling away, tiny little studs in her ears. I was fuming. I said to Denise, "What's this? What have you done?" And she was just so casual. "I had her ears pierced. Every girl in our family gets it done." She didn't even cry. Aunt Jay, I couldn't even breathe. I just scooped my baby up and took her to the car. That was not Denise's choice to make. It was ours. And now I feel trapped because Denise does save us so much money. And I know she loves Lila to bits. But another part of me feels like she's slowly taking over. She does what she thinks is best. And Ryan just shrugs it off. And I feel like my voice just doesn't matter anymore. What am I supposed to do, Aunt Jay? You're not overreacting. What Denise is doing isn't small. It's crossing the boundaries that only parents should set. Feeding Lila differently, cutting her hair, even piercing her ears. Those are decisions for you and Ryan, not for your mother-in-law. I understand the money side. Childcare is ridiculously expensive, and Denise has been saving you both thousands. But that help doesn't give her the right to take over. Right now, Ryan's stuck in the middle. He doesn't want to upset his mum, but he also needs to stand up for his partner. You don't need to scream or fall out, but you do need to be firm. Tell Denise, we're grateful for your help, but these decisions are ours. And if you can't get through to her, you might need to look at other options, even cutting back your hours or paying for a couple of nursery sessions. That'll help put space between you. Denise clearly loves Lila, but she's not listening, and if you don't draw the line now, it will only get harder later. You and Ryan are the parents, and your voice matters most. Let me know in the comments what you would do, and have you ever been in this situation? Now, on to our next story. Hi, Aunt Jay. I've made the most embarrassing mistake of my life. It's been over a month and I still can't look certain parents at school pickup in the eye. So I'm 33 and my son Josh is in year 3. His class has a WhatsApp group for all the mums, and honestly, it's both a blessing and a nightmare. On one hand, you instantly know if the teachers forgot to send a letter home or if there's a no uniform day. On the other is constant people messaging at 10 p.m. about PE kits or someone moaning because their child didn't get an invite to a birthday party. There's one mum in particular, her name's Kelly, and she's always got something to say. If it's not about healthy lunches, it's about screen time, or she's sharing some study she read online about how we're all doing parenting wrong. She comes across as the perfect mum, and it winds me up. I mean, I don't dislike her as a person, but I just can't stand the way she makes everyone else feel really small. Last month, we were already on edge because the school suddenly changed the date of the class assembly. Lots of us had swapped shifts at work and booked time off, and then 2 days before, they moved it again. Everyone was annoyed, but of course Kelly piped up and said, "It's not the school's fault. Parents should be more flexible." I was doing tea at the time. Josh was asking for more ketchup. My youngest Sophie was crying because she couldn't find her favourite teddy. And my phone just kept pinging with Kelly's messages. I just snapped. I hit record on a voice note, and instead of calming down, I went off. I said, "Oh, here we go again. Kelly knows best." Some of us actually do work for a living. Some of us can't just drop everything because the school fancies changing their mind. Not all of us have the luxury of sitting around on Facebook all day pretending to be Mother of the Year. It wasn't my finest moment. I was ranting, sarcastic, and definitely sounded bitchy. But here's the thing, I wasn't trying to send it to the whole group. My friend Claire, whose daughter is also in Josh's class, and I normally have a side chat where we vent about stuff, and that's who it was meant for. But in my rush, with ketchup on my fingers, Sophie wailing, and me trying to stop the pasta boiling over, I pressed the wrong chat. I sent it straight into the class group. I realised about 2 seconds after I hit send. I saw send in to year 3 mums and my stomach turned over. I tried to delete it, but of course, WhatsApp leaves. Leanne deleted this message. So it was obvious something bad had gone out. And it didn't matter anyway because Kelly had already listened. Within 2 minutes, the group was on fire. Kelly replied, "Wow, Leanne, why don't you come and say that to my face instead of behind my back?" Then another mum chimed in. "This is supposed to be a supportive group, not a place for nastiness." I just sat there staring at the screen, mortified. Josh was tugging at my sleeve, asking me what was wrong, and I just muttered, "Nothing, love," but inside I was dying. Later that night, I got a private message from Claire. "Oh my God, I can't believe you did that." She thought it was hilarious, but I didn't. I couldn't sleep that night, imagining Kelly showing the message to her husband or even printing it off for the teacher. Next morning, I had to face everyone at drop-off. Kelly was standing with 2 of the other mums. They all went quiet when I walked past. My stomach was in knots and I wanted to crawl into the ground. Eventually, I sent a message to the group. "I owe everyone a big apology. I was stressed and I shouldn't have said what I said. I'm so sorry." But Kelly didn't reply, and neither did a few of the mums. Now the group is still active, but I barely post. I get that awkward silence if I type something, or a few of them reply with clip answers. The awkwardness hangs in the air at pickup time too. The worst part is I don't even disagree with everything Kelly says, and she probably means well. But I let my frustrations boil over, and instead of dealing with it privately, I made a fool of myself publicly. So here I am, Aunt Jay, embarrassed, guilty, and not sure if I've completely ruined my stand-in with the other moms. What should I do? So, Leanne, here's the truth. You slipped up, but You're not the first and you won't be the last. Everyone has rants, yours just happen to go public. The thing with WhatsApp groups is they're a breeding ground for this sort of drama. Too many people, too many opinions, and no tone of voice. It's really easy for messages to come across harsher than they were meant. You did the right thing by apologising straight away, and you can't control how Kelly or the other mums react. You've taken responsibility, and that's what matters. The best way going forward is to keep it civil but short. Stick to practical stuff on the group. Dates, reminders, simple yes or no answers. At pickup, hold your head up, smile and be polite. Don't hide away. Act like you're ashamed and people will keep treating you like you've done something terrible. And as for Kelly, if her way of parenting winds you up, mute the chat for a bit or vent privately to Claire. You've already learnt the hard way. Don't send a rant to a group chat. And from here, it's about showing you can move on. And over time, most people will too. Well, those are my thoughts. Have you ever found yourselves in any of these situations? What advice do you have and how would you deal with it? Let me know in the comment section below. Let's keep the conversation going. And thanks for watching. Subscribe for more true stories like this. I post every single week. But until next time, guard your heart and protect your peace.